Good morning, students. We have already successfully completed first unit. Okay. Today we are going to start the second unit. Before that, this is our outline of today presentation or content. Unit 1, review. Unit 2, topics. Then equilibrium of forces, law of mechanics, Lami's theorem, free body diagram. These are topics we are going to discuss. First, we are going to review what we have learned, what we have discussed, what we have understand from the first unit. This is a unit 1, basics and the statics of particles. These are the topics: introduction, units and dimension, forces, system of forces, effect of forces, resultant forces, parallelogram law of forces, triangle law of forces, polygon law of forces, resolution and composition of forces, principles of transmissibility, single equivalent force, equilibrium of particles, moment and couple, Varignon's theorem. These are topic. Then we started in the first unit, force. So force is the action of one body on another. A force tends to move a body in the direction of its action. The action of force is characterized by its magnitude, by the direction of its action, and by its points of application. So force is the action of one body on another. It is characterized by magnitude, direction, and the point of application. Then it is denoted by F, the unit Newton. Unit equal to Newton. 1 Newton equal to 1 kg meter per second squared. You know F equal to M, M equal to mass, kilogram. A equal to meter per second square, acceleration. Suppose 1 kilonewton equal to 10 per 3 Newton. 1 meganewton, 10 per 6 Newton. Then we started about system of forces. Coplanar forces, non-coplanar forces. Coplanar forces mean forces lie in XY direction only. Forces lying in XY direction. Forces lying XY Z directions is called non-coplanar forces system. There is a two force system of forces. First force, coplanar force system. Second one, non-coplanar force system. Coplanar means XY, single plane. Non-coplanar means XY, XZ, YZ. Okay, so force lying in 3 dimensions. Then coplanar, there is a further classified into coplanar collinear, coplanar concurrent, coplanar parallel, coplanar non-concurrent. Okay. Then non-coplanar concurrent, non-coplanar non-concurrent we discussed. Then effect of forces. The 5 effect I have given images and diagrams already. It can, the force effect, it can make an object move. It can make a moving object stop. It can change the speed of a moving object. It can change the direction of the moving object, and it can change the shape of the object. If you apply force, these are the effect we will get. The body may move, the body comes to stop, the body changes the speed of the object, the moving direction may be changed when apply force, the shape may be changed. Okay, then resultant force we discuss. What is resultant force? It is a single force that would produce the same effect on object as 2 or more forces acting on the body. Resultant means single force which replaces all other forces acting on the body. This is the example we have given. A resultant force is single force which can replace set of force acting on the object. It gives exactly same effect on the object as the original set. Then triangle of forces. What is the use of triangle of forces? To find the resultant, only 2 forces acting on the body. Only 2 forces acting on the particle. If you want resultant, this is a graphical method. I explained already to you. So triangle of forces. Then there is a polygon law of forces. If the more than 2 forces acting on the particle, more than 2 forces acting on forces, graphical, by finding resultant graphical method, this is a polygon law of forces. You have to draw parallelly when the diagram, this is the first diagram, no, this is for 4 forces acting. Suppose you want resultant, You find all the forces in the same direction with the parallel. Okay. You will get the final connecting line is the blue color line is the resultant value. Then another important law discussed, parallelogram law of forces. Only two forces acting on the body, we can find the resultant by a mathematical formula. We know square root of R equal to square root of F1 squared plus F2 squared plus 2F1 F2 cos theta. Okay. The theta means angle between the two forces. Then if you want the alpha direction of the resultant, then tan alpha equal to F2 sin theta divided by F1 plus F2 cos theta. We did so many problems. Okay. Only two forces we can use parallelogram. Suppose more than two forces, we have resultant equal to square root of summation of horizontal forces. Summation of H means all adding all horizontal forces squared plus summation of V squared, adding all vertical forces squared. Then the resultant direction alpha equal to tan inverse of summation of V divided by summation of H. Class representative, are you hearing me?
Yes, sir.
Vignesh?
Yes, sir.
Where is Kaviraja? He is joined today class?
No, sir.
Why?
Don't know, sir.
Okay. Asaj Muhammad, are you following with me?
Yes.
Okay. So this is resultant formula for more than two forces acting. See here, another important, very, very important. This is the topic more important, relevant to our problem solving. Resolution and the composition of forces. Resolution means to convert the single force in two mutually perpendicular direction. To mutual perpendicular direction. The each direction force is called composition of forces. Resolution means resolving force in two mutually perpendicular direction. And the each direction force is called composition or component, X component, Y component. So we know the four quadrant, first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. First quadrant means plus X plus Y. Second quadrant means minus X plus Y. Third quadrant means minus X minus Y. Fourth quadrant means plus X minus Y. So this here, the first force lying in the first quadrant with respect to theta x-axis. Students understand theta x-axis. So horizontal component plus F cos theta. Vertical component plus F sin theta. The same force with respect to Y. Understand the same force. Now theta is with respect to Y. Now what is the horizontal component? F sin theta. Then B vertical component F cos theta. So students understand. Don't consider always the X components cos theta. Y component cos theta. Based on the theta, you have to decide. I explain this one. Okay. The theta lying which axis? That axis having cos component. The other axis sin and the sin theta. This is vice versa. Okay. Here plus plus means first quadrant. Similarly, I explained second quadrant. This is fourth quadrant, third quadrant. Okay. See here, this diagram. So here the force is, but it look like lying in the first quadrant. But see the arrow mark, it goes to, that is a line of action, it goes to third quadrant. Students, sometimes they are cheating while the examinations, no. This force is not lying in the first quadrant. Because see the arrow mark, it goes to third quadrant. So whenever you transform to third quadrant, even the theta also with respect to which axis you have to convert. Here theta is x-axis, no. So it goes to third quadrant. Okay, therefore the force with respect to x-axis. Now the alternate angle equal, no. That's based on concept. Okay. Therefore, F cos minus F cos F sin theta. Similarly, here is a second diagram C and D. The C is the force lying in. It look like a second quadrant, not second quadrant, because arrow mark goes to fourth quadrant. So you have transform. So whenever the arrow mark given, you have to see whether the direction goes to which direction, second quadrant or third quadrant. The given look like a second quadrant, the force, but it goes to fourth quadrant. Okay, so already explained how to solve F sin theta F cos theta. Theta lying which axis? That axis having cos. Okay. Then we started about the principle of transmissibility. If I applied force on this body, I can transmit same force to another point, but it gives same effect. This is called principle of transmissibility. See the first diagram. I applying the force on the left side at the same line and on the point. On this now I replace the same force, and the front side. Okay, but it gives same effect. This is called principal transmissibility. Okay, then we discuss about equilibrium of particles. When we have to say equilibrium of particles, when the resultant is 0, we have to say the body is equilibrium. Okay, this is a particle. No, particle means we are discussing coplanar forces in 2 dimensions. That's why I have written summation of horizontal forces equal to 0, summation of vertical forces equal to 0. Based on this equation, we solved some more problems. Okay. Then we started about action and reaction. Action and reaction. The ball A is resting on the surface. Here, surface is reactive body. The ball is acted body. So we know Newton third law, every action, there is opposite equal reaction. So we have take out a ball separately. The ball having weight, no? Generally weight is acting perpendicular to the earth, W. Then the reaction opposite direction, RA. So whenever you tell the reaction, you write the point with respect to which point. A is the point, no? That's a reaction at A, acting opposite direction. Now similarly, here the ball is conducted at A and B. For 2 reaction, opposite. The ball touching at A, therefore reaction upward. The ball touching at the wall, the reaction is right side, RB. And also in the ball is inclined, resting inclined surface. The reaction also inclined, but with respect to the surface is a normal. With respect to this surface, normal. So this action reaction. This a ball also I explained. Then tension. When we have to take tension, any body is hanging or tied. Okay. When body is conducted, reaction. If the body is tied or hanging, tension. See the first A picture, see the weight is hanging from roof. So the weight is acting vertical downward. Okay, arrow mark. Then the tension is upward. Okay. See, tension always acting away from the body. Reaction acting towards the body. You see the second picture, B picture. The wooden block resting on the surface and tied with the part B. So the wooden block having self weight. W is acting downward. Therefore, reaction RA is acting upward. The tension tying, no, that's why I have drawn the diagram TB. Okay, tension. Then we started about Lami's theorem. What is Lami's theorem? When 3 forces acting on particle are in equilibrium, then each force is sine of angle between other 2 forces. Okay, is called Lami's theorem. If 3 forces acting on particle are in equilibrium, then each force is sine of angle between other 2 forces. Say here, F1 divided by sine alpha equal to F2 divided by sine beta equal to F3 divided by sine gamma. Okay. See, when consider first force is the opposite angle and the angle between other 2 forces. Here 3 forces, no, the first force F1. Therefore, opposite angle, the angle between F2 and F3. Similarly, F2, if you are taking the opposite angle between F3 and F1. Suppose third force F3, therefore angle between F1 and F2. So we know what is alpha plus beta plus gamma equal to 360 because circle 360 like this. Okay, we discussed based on this Lami's theorem we solved. Then we discussed about the moment. Moment means turning effect. Okay, for a best example, we are tightening and loosening the bolt and nut, no? Okay, so that is moment means we always say with respect to which point, your O point. So I'm taking moment. A moment equal to a force into perpendicular distance. Students understand? Force into perpendicular distance. Newton meter. There is a 2 moment, is the clockwise moment. Clockwise moment means positive. Then it is anti-clockwise. You have to write a minus. Here I need that mention. But well, in this unit we are discussing moment, particularly a lot of problem we are solving. So it's anti-clockwise moment means negative. That is minus F into L. Then we discussed about couples. What is couple? 2 equal force acting on your body and separated by some distance is called couple. Example, the key lock. We are inserting key in the lock, no? We are rotating. So that force, equal force acting opposite direction. And the best example I told you, the bus driver, no, what is that name? Steering. When rotating, the right hand goes to the forward, the left hand goes to the backward. So equal force. So it's called couple. Okay. Couple means rotating. Moment means turning. Okay. Then therefore couple moment equal to P into A. There is a two couple, clockwise couple and anti-clockwise couple. Then Varignon's principle of moments or law of moments. It states that resultant force moment equal to summation of individual force moment. The best example I given, the A point is acted by capital R, F1, F2. So I replaced F1 and F2 resultant R. There I'm taking moment with respect to O. Therefore, MO equal to resultant force into distance, R into R. Okay, equal to summation of individual forces, F1 into R plus F2 into R. Okay. Class representative, Vignesh,
Sir.
are you hearing me?
Yes, sir.
Ajaj Muhammad, Teresa, Nivedia, Vignesh.
Yes, sir.
So I have recollected what we discussed in the first unit, both in the definition and the formulas. Based on the formulas, we have used. See, the formula is very, very less. Just imagine there is a formula, there is a parallelogram law. We know capital R equal to square root of F1 square plus F2 square plus 2F1 F2 cos theta. And the resultant direction tan alpha equal to F2 sin theta divided by F1 plus F2 cos theta. We used that formula for the solving the problem entirely different. You go and see the previous classes problems. This we find the result and okay. Some problems we are using the same formula. Okay. Then we started about the another resultant formula, no? Square root of summation of h square plus summation of v square. When more than two force acting, we resolved. See, any force inclined, you must convert x direction, y direction. That is our first duty. Okay. Then resultant formula. Then we have equilibrium equations. Summation of h equal to 0, summation of v equal to 0. So we have only, and then moment. Moment means force into perpendicular distance. Clockwise movement positive, anti-clockwise movement negative. Then Varignon's theorem. Resultant force moment equal to summation of individual force moment. So the formula is very, very less. Just in the single page, you can write the formulas. But the problems, no, you need your mathematical skills, your imagination power, your brain power. So that's why in the very starting of this subject, I told you, this is very easy subject. When you are imagining, when you are applying mind and brain, this is a very simple subject. So don't memorize everything. You first understand. Once you understand this in this subject, very, very easy. Those who are studied in the Central Board of Secondary Education board, they will pick up somewhat different from the state board students, because they have already studied in the basic concept in their school days. Vignesh, are you studying CBSE pattern or state board pattern?
State board patterns.
Okay. That Ajaj Mohammed, are you studying in state board or central board pattern?
State board, sir.
Yes.
State board.
Okay. Nivedia, Are you studying central board or state board? CBSE? Teresa Serin? Class representative?
Sir,
State board or central board?
state board only, sir.
Okay, okay. Vignesh, can you summarize what we learned from the first unit? Vignesh? Just to give the outline. What are the topic discussed? What are some formulas? Can you tell me? Vignesh, now. Vignesh?
Yes, sir.
Can you summarize first unit topics, formulas? Vignesh, are you hearing me? Vignesh?
Yes, sir.
Tell. Vignesh? Azaz Muhammad? Ajaz? Can you summarize first unit topics? What are topics you studied, discussed?
Yes. In first topic, we discussed about resolution and composition of forces.
Okay, very good. Then
Then the principle of resolution and the resultant force about parallel.
good.
Then transmissivity. After that, couple and momentum. Then Varina's theorem, Lamis theorem.
Good. Okay, good. Class representative, can you summarize what we discussed?
Sir,
The first unit, what we discussed?
first we discuss about the units and dimensions and what is the force, its system, and its effect of forces. Then about parallelogram law, triangular parallelogram law is for two forces to find the resultant. Then triangular, then polygon law if there are more forces to find the resultant value. Then about resultant resolution and composition of forces. Then problems based on resolution. Then principle of transmissibility. Equilibrium of particles. Then couple, what is couple? Clockwise and anti-clockwise couple. And tensional force. Then Lamis theorem. And then Varignon's theorem. I remember. And problems based on that. So.
Okay. So almost whether you are studied or not, but you know all the students know the topics. I'm happy now. Okay. I am moving to, now we are moving to second. Vignesh, are you hearing me? Vignesh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we are going to discuss, started about unit 2. Very interesting unit. Unit 2, equilibrium of rigid bodies. We have to complete this unit in 9 hours. The topics are equilibrium of forces, law of mechanics, Lami's theorem, free body diagram, requirement of stable equilibrium, equilibrium of rigid bodies in 2 dimensions, examples, types of supports and their support reactions. Okay, already we discussed equilibrium forces. Once again, we recollect. When you have to say equilibrium forces, if the resultant of a number of forces acting on a particle is 0, the particle will be in equilibrium. Such a set of forces whose resultant 0 are called equilibrium of forces. Okay, if the resultant of a number of forces acting on a particle is 0, see, here we are discussing rigid body. So you have to add rigid body. Acting on a rigid body is 0. The particle will be in equilibrium. Such a set of forces whose resultant is 0 are called equilibrium forces. When resultant 0, you have to simply understand resultant 0. The corresponding forces are called equilibrium forces. Okay. See here the diagram. The first diagram, no? The weight A is greater than weight B. Is it equilibrium? Weakness. Is it equilibrium condition? The first diagram. Weight A is greater than weight B. Unbalanced, no? So it's not in equilibrium. Maybe up and down falling. This is the second one. Weight A equal to weight B. Balanced. Static equilibrium. This is called equilibrium. When the force applied on the object, the body will be remain stable condition. Okay. There is 2 types of equilibrium. With respect to state of the body, the equilibrium may be divided into 2 categories: static equilibrium, dynamic equilibrium. Okay. So this is static equilibrium. See here, the body is in the second diagram. So weight A equal to weight B. Or we are sitting on the chair. We are sitting on the chair, no? The chair not moving, we are also not moving. So the weight is acting on the chair. The chair is supported by floor. Both are stable, static. The fan is, see, without switch on the fan is hanging, no? The static condition, static equilibrium. Because the fan is tied with the roof. So tension equal to the weight of the load, static condition. So the equilibrium, 2 equilibrium. Static equilibrium, dynamic equilibrium. Then equilibrium. Vignesh, can you read the statement? Vignesh.
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
A body is in a state of static equilibrium when the resultant force exerted on the object is 0 and the object is stationary.
Stationary.
Stationary. A body in a state of dynamic equilibrium when the resultant force is 0 and the object is moving at a constant velocity. A resultant force of 0 means that the total of component x and y are 0.
Hmm. See, there is equilibrium, 2 equilibrium, static equilibrium and dynamic. When you have to stay static equilibrium, the resultant force acting on the object is 0, and the object is stationary. For example, no, we are sitting chair. Dynamic equilibrium, the fan is now rotating. See here, the fan is rotating. Which is previously static. Now fan is rotating, but it's equilibrium. How you can see? See, uniforms rotating, no? That's called, see, whenever any body is moving with uniform. See the bus, just imagine the bus is moving on the road. Okay, with a constant speed. Okay, buses go straight with a constant speed. There is a 50 passenger. When driver is driving the bus with a constant speed, you will be happy. Sometimes you move in that direction, no, zigzag. Are you happy? That is called not equilibrium. So dynamic equilibrium means the body is moving, but in this constant speed or in the regular path without the disturbances. But the resultant is not 0, but it's moving with constant velocity. When fan is fan, see, any body rotate, we need force. But in the fan rotating, whether the resultant 0, because the resultant force balance with another force. That's just equilibrium. This is static dynamic equilibrium. Okay, this is 2 definition. Then principles of equilibrium. Asaj, can you read the statement? Principles of equilibrium. Ajaj Muhammad.
Yes. two force principle. As
Mm.
per the principle, if a body is in equilibrium, is acted upon by two force, then they must be equal, opposite, and collinear.
Right. See that we are pulling rope, no? That side 3%, this side 3%. Okay. That's one. We are sometimes we are playing with the friends. Me that side, my friend opposite. Both sides same force. So two force principle. We are not falling down. When we is not falling down, the fourth force equal, no? Therefore, it's a two force principle. Then read second, three force principle.
Three force principle. As per this principle, if a body in equilibrium is acted upon by three force, then the resultant of any two force must be equal, opposite, and collinear with the third force.
When the three force acting on the body principle, the first two force resultant, no, is equal to the third force in opposite direction, collinear. Then only we can say this is the three equilibrium condition. Then four force principle.
As per the principle, if a body is equilibrium is acted upon by four forces, then the resultant of any two forces must be equal, opposite, and collinear with the resultant of the other two forces.
Yeah. Suppose four force acting on the body, you take first two force convert to resultant. Then the third and fourth convert into resultant. So the both resultant equal, opposite, the collinear, we can say is the equilibrium. Understand? This is the equilibrium. Principles are equilibrium. Okay. Now see two force here. See the first force. F1, F2. See F1, F2 equal. The F1 is applied right side direction. The another F2 goes to opposite direction. Okay, both are equal, no? They have same quantity of force, same quantity force. Okay, therefore equilibrium. Now see the second. F1 is bigger. The red color, no, arrow mark, bigger line. That is magnitude. See F2 small. So F1 greater than this. So body is not equilibrium. Is moving. First one static equilibrium. Second one is dynamic equilibrium, moving, non-equilibrium. Then laws of mechanics. Okay. Then the following are the fundamental law of mechanics. Vignesh, read all the laws, all the law.
The following fundamental law of mechanics: Newton first law, Newton second law, Newton's third law, Newton law of gravitation, a law of transmissibility of force, and parallelogram law of forces.
These are the law of mechanics. Already we know Newton first law, Newton second law, Newton third law. Okay. First Newton's first law. Azaz, can you read the Newton's first law?
It's that every body continue in state of rest or of uniform motion in a straight line unless is compelled by an externally acting force. This leads to the definition of the forces as the external agency which changes or tends to change the state of rest or uniform linear motion of the body.
So first law, it states that every body continues in its state of rest or uniform motion in a straight line unless it's compelled by external agency acting on it. External agency force. See, the table is resting. Okay, the body is continuous rest. Suppose you are putting one elephant on the table. What will happen? The table will break, no? The elephant means force. That is the external agency. Okay, the external agency will change or tends to change the state of the body. Suppose the bus is moving on a straight line. Understand? It goes to the driver goes to you are driving the car 70 km per hour, uniform speed. Suddenly one bull is crossing the road, or any speed breaker there. The driver unknowingly is driving the bus on the road without seeing the brake, without seeing the barrier, that is speed brake. What will happen? You people are jumping, no, when the bus is tire touching on the speed brake. That is the statement. Once the body is continuous rest or in uniform, if any unless otherwise any force acting on it, only two condition. Any body in is two condition: continuous rest or in uniform motion, unless it is compelled by any external action act in it. Okay. Teresa, can you read the second law, Newton's second law? Teresa? Kavi Raja? Kavi?
Yes, sir.
Can you read the Newton's second law?
Yes, sir. It states Newton's second law. It states that the rate of change of momentum of the body is directly proportional to the impressed force, and it takes place in the direction of the force acting on it.
Okay.
Thus, according to okay, sir.
Oh,
Sir, shall I read?
Right, enough. It said that the rate of change of moment of body is directly proportional to impressed, and it takes place in the direction of force acting. Okay. F is directly proportional to mass into acceleration. F equal to ma. Okay. Simply state. It said that rate of change of moment of a body is directly proportional to impressed force, and it takes place in the direction of force acting on it. Okay. Therefore, F equal to ma. That is called Newton's second law. The driver, no. A driver is first gear applied. The body is moving some little bit speed. When the driver changes the gear, no, the accelerator in the steps this like that. When the force changes, the acceleration will also changes. That is a definition of Newton's second law. Now Newton's third law. You know that Newton's third law is said that for every action in nature there is an equal and opposite reaction. Best example, see this diagram. The ball is action, the surface is reaction. So ball is weight is action, and reaction developing opposite. This is Newton theory. It said that for every action and is an equal and opposite reaction. Okay. See the next diagram also. The yellow color wooden block resting, weight is acting downward, reaction acting upward. Reaction acting upward. See the example for Newton's first law. Every object persists in a state of rest or uniform motion in a straight line unless it is compelled to change the state of forces impressed on it. Any body only two state, only rest or continuous motion in a straight line unless it's compelled to change the state of the force impressed in it. Okay. This is a Newton's second law. The definitions here. F equal to change of momentum with change of time. Change of momentum with change of time. Momentum means mass into velocity. Momentum means mass into velocity. Okay. For example, we are doing acceleration. No bike. No, we are changing the gear. That is a change of the momentum. Change of speed. No. So therefore the axis will change. That is a definition. F equal to mass into acceleration. Simply say Newton's second. This is Newton's second. F equal to ma. Then Newton's second law. This is no. So force we applied. The mass here. See, mass is the speed increases. Sometimes the mass is higher. What about acceleration? Speed is less acceleration. The same person applying on body with this or so small mass, but speed increases. The same person that the mass is increases. Okay. This law already discussed. Law of transmissibility forces. The body acted a force at a point which can be replaced on another point on the same line of action. This is called a law of transmissibility. And the parallel also we discussed. The two forces are replaced by the single force which can be drawn based on the parallelogram. Okay. The definition already I given. These are law of transmissibility, parallelogram law of forces. Then Newton's law of gravitation. Kavi, can you read the statement? Kavi Raja?
Yes, sir. Newton's law of gravitation. Everybody attracts the other body. Every body attracts the other body. The force of attraction between any two bodies is directly proportional to their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. According to this law, the force of attraction between the bodies of masses m1 and mass m2 at a distance d as shown in figure is F equal to g into m1 m2 divided by d squared.
This is a law of gravitation. See, we can attract with another body, no? By thought, by distance. Sometimes we are staying at home. Our father or mother is staying at some distance. We are thinking. Sometimes your mother told her, I thought you what you have eaten in the breakfast, I am worrying. I see you also getting same feeling. My mummy, whether my father, whether taking in the food or not. So this is the nutrients. Everybody attracts the other the body. The force of attraction between any two bodies is directly proportional to their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. According to this law, the force of attraction between the bodies of mass m1 and m2 at a distance c as shown in figure. See here, figure. This is m1 mass, m2. Okay, this force f1, this for f2. Okay, therefore, as per law, f1 equal to ft equal to g into m1 into m2 divided by r squared. G equal to the universal gravitation constant value. Okay. Then we discuss Lami's theorem. If states if three coplanar forces acting at a point in equilibrium, then each force is proportional to the sine of angle between other two. Mathematically, f1 divided by sine alpha equal to f2 divided by sine beta equal to f3 divided by sine gamma. Then rigid body. See, within this unit title, equilibrium rigid bodies. What is rigid body? The body does not deform under the action of forces. Is called a rigid body. Can you imagine? I am telling, if suppose my weight, your weight is maybe 70 kg or 60 kg. The chair weight only 5 or 10 or 6 kg. You are 70 kg, you are sitting on the chair. Do you think the chair does not elongate or deform? Vignesh? Vignesh?
Yes, sir.
Your weight is maybe 60 kg. The chair is only 5 kg. You are
Yes,
60
sir.
kg, you are sitting on the chair. Whether chair is getting elongation or not getting elongation?
Not get elongation, sir.
How do you say? Whether you measured? Sometimes, you know, sometimes one big person sitting on the chair, we know, hey, don't sit on the chair. The chair is maybe bend. We are telling, no, hey, don't sit, don't sit. Your weight is more than the chair. We are telling, no.
Yes, sir.
Here also the chair is maybe elongated, but very little amount. So we do not see. We can't see that. That's why all the bodies are deformable body. For engineering mechanics, we do not go for that elongation here. We are discussing only rest are moving. Understand? All the bodies are deformable bodies. All the bodies are deformable bodies. So the body does not deform under the action of force called rigid body. It is an imaginary one. It does not exist. Okay. If you read the last statement, Vignesh, can you read the last paragraph?
Yes, sir. The rigid body is a solid body in which the deformation is zero or so small it can be neglected. The distance between any two given point on a rigid body remains constant in time, regardless of external force exerted
On it.
on it.
See, we are sitting on the chair. No, the chair may be definitely elongated, but with a little amount we neglected. We just assume that the body, the deformation is zero. That body is called a rigid body. Okay, a rigid body is all known as a rigid object. It's a solid body in which deformation is zero or so small it can be neglected. Then free body diagram. Another very important topic. Already we have discussed the free body diagram. Free body diagram is a graphical illustration used to visualize the applied forces, moments, and the resulting reactions on a body given condition. They depict a body or connected bodies with all the applied forces, moments, and reactions which act on the body. See, free body diagram means it is a graphical representation of a body with respect to forces, weight, reaction, moment, couple, tension, etc. By removing supports, the diagram shows only forces, weight, reaction, tension, couple moment is called free body diagram. Students understand, already we followed free body diagram. Here we also specifically we are discussing because we are going to discuss rigid body, no? Okay. And say the rigid body is the particle means all forces passing through a single point. Students understand? Very important point. Particle means all forces passing through a single point. Rigid body means all forces not passing through a single point. I told you, no, particle means it's a small dot. It is infinitely small quantity of a body. But rigid body having shape and size. Rigid body having shape and size. That is non-concurrent forces. Rigid body subjected to non-concurrent forces. Particle subjected to concurrent. All forces passing through single point is called particle. So the free body diagram is graphical illustration used to visualize the applied forces, moments, resulting reaction on a body given condition. Example, see here, example. See, the body, no, the B point is connected to the tension BC, BA, the weight hanging. This is free body diagram. See here, free body diagram with this quarter, no, weight is acting, mg, tension goes to first quadrant, the another tension, TAB. This is called free body. Already we discussed. I did not explain, but this in this unit we are discussing. Free body means, see, remove all the supports. Remove all the supports and represented with tension, reaction, weight. That is called a free body diagram. So what's this diagram? This diagram is space diagram. This is the first diagram, no? This is called space diagram. This is called a free body diagram. So why we are drawing free body diagram? Then only we can solve the problems. Students, then only we can solve the problems. Okay, this is called a free body diagram example. Free body diagram means it is a graphical representation of body with forces, weight, reaction, tension, moment, coupled by removing supports, except support. By removing support, what are the forces, what are the weight, what are tension, what are the moment, coupled acting on the body. That is called a free body diagram. Azaj, you understand what is a free body diagram? Azaj Muhammad? Ajaj.
Sir.
By removing the contact, no, without we remove all the contact, and then only it shows only forces, tension, reaction only. See here, the first picture, the weight is hanging. This called is a space diagram. I draw free body diagram. What is a free body diagram? The weight is acting downward. The tension is acting upward. Why tension acting? The connector, no, upper side. This is called free body diagram. See here, second picture. The wooden block rest at A and connected with the point B. So the free body diagram, the weight is acting downward. The reaction acting upward. Why reaction? Contact, no. See, whenever contacted, reaction. Then the TB, tension connected, no, tension. This is called free body diagram. This is also free body diagram. See, remove the support. We removed no support. A, B. A, B is the support and C is the contact point also. I taken the first ball. The first ball is touching at A and C. So but the ball one having weight, no, weight is acting vertical downward. The ball touching A point, therefore reaction opposite direction, RA. The ball touching C, therefore reaction incline, RC. Similarly, ball we take 2. Ball is touching at C and B. So ball having weight, no, 2 ball. So weight is acting downward. Then RB is acting upward. The ball is touching C, therefore reaction comes to towards the body, RC. This is called free body diagram. Okay. So we discussed about what is free body diagram. What is free body diagram? It's the graphical representation of body with forces, weight, tension, moment, couple. Okay, by removing the supports. By removing the supports. See, the first diagram, space diagram. Second is free body diagram. Then we discussed about what is rigid body. The rigid body is here. The body do not deform under the action of forces is called rigid body. But all bodies are deformed. For this subject, we are undertaking all the bodies not deformed. Then we discussed Lami's theorem. Then we discussed about Newton's law of gravitation. Is just remember this formula. This formula is enough. This diagram. Then it parallel law of forces, transmitted law of forces, Newton's second law, Newton's first law, Newton's third law, law of mechanics, equilibrium forces. There is a principle of equilibrium, 2 force principle, 3 force principle, 4 force principle. Equilibrium, there is a static equilibrium, dynamic equilibrium. The example for equilibrium. Then what is equilibrium forces? If the resultant number of forces acting on a particle 0, the particle will be in equilibrium. Such a set of forces whose resultant force is 0 are called equilibrium forces. Then we recollected what we discussed in the first unit. Varignon's theorem. Resultant force moment equal to sum is the individual force moment. Then couple, two equal force acting opposite directions, separated by some distance called couple. Clockwise couple, anti-clockwise couple. Then moment, clockwise moment, anti-clockwise moment. Lami's theorem. Okay. Action, reaction, equilibrium particles, resolution of force, scalar law of forces, triangle of forces. What is the force?